Welcome to the Gauntlet of Gaming, where these hands are rated E for everyone. My name is Malik.
I'm Francis.
I am John.
My name is Santiago.
And we are once again doing our podcast over Discord because reasons.
Corona!
Yeah, that. So
Added a little extra there.
you said what?
You added a little extra there.
I mean, that's, it's Santi. It's always got to be extra. If it's not extra, it's not Santi.
Extra Corona.
You're not wrong.
All right. So with yes, we're still in the current quarantine situation with COVID-19. We hope that everyone is still being safe, still being sane, and just taking care of one another. If you're listening to this podcast, that means we are officially past the 14-day mark of quarantine because, well, it's the second podcast and we do podcasts every other week. So for people who are losing track, like how many days has it been? When was the last time you listened to a Gauntlet of Gaming podcast? And then the next time you listen to a Gauntlet of Gaming podcast, that's the duration of 2 weeks. So that's how you can know how much time it's been. So
Assuming you're in Sacramento County.
True. Very true. So, with all that out of the way, and apologies being given ahead of time, speaking of our podcast, don't forget that you can listen to our podcast on both YouTube and Spotify, as well as other podcast listening areas. Mostly Spotify is where the cool people hang, so you can listen to us there.
We're all cool.
Yeah, I mean, we alright. We're cool. We're okay.
We're tolerable.
Everybody else sucks.
Yeah. But yeah, you can listen to our podcast, like I said, every other week. We drop them every other Sunday, unless something happens on Sunday, and then you hear it on Monday. But I don't think anyone or anything is going to be happening, so we should be good. We also have gameplay video that goes up every week. Usually we have about 2 or 3 videos a week. Next week we should be having a good drop of content coming soon. If you haven't watched our current Friday video, I highly suggest you do. We played Fusion Frenzy, and oh boy, it gets heated. So, yeah, enjoy the pop-off when it comes to that.
Points.
Okay.
He remembers.
10 points. He put that down on like a reminder for every week he beat.
Well, I mean, if you watch the first video, and we don't give out who won in the first stage, but it was a close one. It was very close. But yeah, so as well as listening to us on YouTube and Spotify, you can also see when we post. We post on Facebook at the Gauntlet of Gaming, Instagram, the same name, and if for some reason you decide to follow us on Twitter, you can find us on Twitter at the Gauntlet, but instead of an A, it's a 4, because to this day, someone still stole Gauntlet with an A. They're just evil. I guess they like gauntlets like that.
We're looking for them slowly. Our CIA department. Francis, how's it going?
That's all right.
Well, there you have it.
We're too busy hunting.
That's
we've been hunting way too much.
We've been hunting, but we haven't been hunting the people who took the Gauntlet.
Nope.
As well as our social media stuff, we also have merch now. So for those of you who watch our YouTube videos, you can find in the description a link to our Teespring where we have sweatshirts, we have t-shirts, we have tank tops, and we even have a sticker. So if you want to become a part of that Gauntlet of Gaming community and represent us and represent yourself even, because you are a part of us, then feel free to go there, drop however much you're willing to drop on it, and, be a part of the Gauntlet of Gaming. While the 4 of us are the fingers, y'all are the thumb. So just remember that you're always a part of the Gauntlet of Gaming, whether you want to or not.
You make us opposable.
Exactly. All right. So, with all that out of the way, let's get into today's topic. So today we are going to be talking about our unluckiest gaming moments, because April Fool's Day just passed, and for those of you who haven't watched our April 1st video, A, you're missing out, and B, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. And you would probably say that you were very unlucky to watch that video. So, jumping off of that point, we wanted to talk about, some experiences we had where just foolish things have happened, or we were just very unlucky when it came to games. This is kind of the opposite of a few podcasts ago where we talked about our luckiest gaming moments. So, it's going to be interesting. But before we get into our unluckiest moments in gaming, the question of the day for you is, what was one of your most unluckiest moments in gaming? It could be anything from the Red Ring of Death. It could be, corruption of a game.
Please start my soul saying that.
Right? And it can even extend to something like my brother borrowed my Game Boy Advance and buried it in the sand at a park in an apartment, and I could never find it after that.
I feel like this actually happened to you.
Yeah. That's actually true. It's not fiction. That happened to me, but it's not one of my listed unluckiest gaming moments. Was I pissed off? Most definitely. Was it unlucky? Yeah.
One of my luckiest moments is when I dug up a Game Boy in the sand.
So for those of you who want to join the Gauntlet of Gaming podcast to fill the void of our fourth member, please email me at thegauntletofgaming@gmail.com. Again, that's thegauntletofgaming@gmail.com.
Apparently I'm fired. That's sort of unlucky.
Just give the Game Boy back, man.
And that's your unluckiest moment in gaming.
And that's the end of the podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
This has been the Gauntlet of Gaming.
These hands have been rated E for everyone.
For everyone. April Fools. The April Fools is that you thought the April Fools video was the April Fools, but the real April Fools is that
the podcast is
a real
short.
Podcast.
My brain is hurting.
Oh man! All right. So joking aside, let's go ahead and get into the topic. We're going to go around as we typically do with our lists. We're going to go from our third unluckiest to our second to our honorable mention to our first. And kicking it off today is going to be Francis. Francis, what was your third unluckiest moment in gaming?
Well, obviously, you guys know I play Monster Hunter a lot.
Oh, yeah? Do you?
It's
Wait,
not-
I don't understand.
I'm so confused. You do?
Oh yeah, you guys never see me there, huh?
No. We play with this other person. I don't know who it is. Do you not remember the name in the league? I don't remember.
some FNC guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
some
well,
goes by the name Akira.
That's
Yeah.
not me. I don't know
That
who you
same
guys
person's
follow.
on my Animal Crossing.
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Gotta start hunting with us, man. What's up? Go ahead.
So, not one specific moment, but all the moments I do something dumb instead of the logical thing. So, for example, I noticed that a lot of times, if you run away to try and heal, the monsters will chase after you and take advantage of your situation, especially in Master Rank. Malik, you should know by now. So
I
basically,
definitely know.
Yeah, I'm highlighting all the times I chose to sheath my weapon, run away, and try to heal with them knocking me down while trying to heal, causing me to not heal. And then the monsters doing a bunch of combos to basically end it. And then I would ask myself, why did I do that? When I already knew to block and defend myself and wait for the right moment to heal.
Francis, I'm sorry.
I mean, F in chat for everybody.
I feel like a part of Francis needing to heal himself is me being DPS, and I'm just like, hey Francis, you heal, I kill, and the monster decides to leave me and go chase down the healer, and I'm just like, oh no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
That's exactly what happens.
This is why we have tanks, everybody. This is
That's
why
me.
we have tanks.
And
That's
don't
me,
run
I'm-
away,
I'm
run
a-
in circles.
Oh yeah,
Pro tips.
yeah. Figure eights, everyone. If you've watched Game of Thrones, you understand the importance of figure eight. Or if you watched Prometheus.
Serpentine pattern, everybody.
Precisely.
Zigzag. Zigzag.
Awesome. Well,
Dodge
I'm
the
sorry.
bullets.
I'm sorry to contribute to one of your unlucky moments, Francis, but also we killed
I'm
the
not. He
monster.
deserved it.
Jeez, that's so wrong. All right, John.
Low rank flow, bro. Low rank flow, bro.
Oh man, John.
He
What's
muted
your
himself. He's probably
third?
cursing.
What's your third most unluckiest gaming moment?
So, as you all know, I'm a PC gamer since high school or some odd time frame.
Yeah.
Racist.
I wanted to get into the CSGO like hype train. I wanted to.
Sorry.
I want.
Economy round, John. Economy round.
I wanted to hop on and start doing some ranked matches. I wanted to get good, but CSGO, like just learning how to play and like working with a bunch of people I don't know. You knowing each map specifically to the game plan, like you have to know common game plans, and I hate that. I like changing it up every game I play. I always change up what I'm doing. I don't know why. I just do. but CSGO has to be one of my most unluckiest, also ugliest moments. Trying to snipe, and I always constantly got headshotted. Or crack in the middle.
It's
a lot of practice, a lot of fails.
It's like, John, what's your unluckiest moment from CSGO? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Everything about CSGO was just wrong for me. Nothing I did on that game was right. I always got yelled at by random people that I didn't know. And,
But were they yelling at you in Russian?
No.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I think I would have taken it as a compliment, but that's my low level tier 3 kind of unluckiest moment in gaming, was me learning how to play CSGO.
Jeez, if CSGO is your number 3, I don't think I want to hear what your number 1 is.
Oh, you probably don't.
Alright, speaking of number 3s, Santi, what's your third unluckiest gaming moment?
Letting my friends convince me to play League of Legends.
Ha!
Oh,
been there. Been there.
Sorry, I had some pre-podcast vomit that was still in my mouth.
And they were like, just play with us, you'll have fun. And then I did, and then I was like, I hate this. I hate this so much.
Oh my gosh.
This is where my friends are.
As a person who also lost his League of Legends virginity and can never take it back, how long did you play League of Legends for before you just gave up?
A day.
Dude, I was at 2 hours.
Wow,
I made
both
it
of you.
2 hours.
Jeez, you guys both survived longer than I did.
Most of that was install time.
Like, I did the bot matches, and I was like, I'm about ready to stop playing this, but maybe playing with other players will be cool. And then I played with actual players, and I was like, oh no, it's so much worse.
I think I played 30 minutes with someone, and she was just like, see, it's fun. And I was just like, hey, I care about you as a friend. I ain't playing this game with you ever again.
At what moment were you having fun?
When the game,
I was panicked the entire time.
I think the most fun I had was when the game loaded up and I looked at all the cool characters and I was just like, wow, these champions are amazing. And then I played the game.
I was like, I'm just gonna go play some auto chess. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh man, it's just like for now. So we did the CS:GO thing with John. For Santi, it's just like, so what was your unluckiest moment with League of Legends? Yes.
just yes.
Oh
just
man, not
the entire experience.
Not that we're crapping on LOL players. Like,
that's just not for me.
Yeah,
MOBAs
everyone has a game
me.
they love that other people just don't like. MOBAs are not for me. It's probably not for Santi either, and it just be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that all the time.
It do be like that a lot of the time.
Or only when you're playing League of Legends.
Or, you know what? Yeah, maybe. Because I enjoy Smite. Smite's fun.
Yeah, I like Smite, actually.
So, sorry,
I played
MOBA.
Smite for a hot minute.
If you're not Smite, you're not cool. So, I'm gonna talk about my depressing unluckiest moment. And this was around, oh gosh, I want to say it was about last year. Yeah, so it had to be around a year ago, like from last month.
You bought Skyrim again.
No.
No.
What do I look like? A gamer?
You look like me.
We need to have a conversation after the podcast. So no, what happened was I knocked off some of my rust and got back into casual competitive Smash.
Oh no.
Oh yes. So, and this is mostly because when I was in RA, I had a lot of residents who were really into Smash Bros. And so it was like, cool, like, let's have a Smash tournament. And I'm like, you know what? I'm down. Is it a casual tournament? And they're like, yes. And I was like, okay, cool. So it's no prize pool. You know, it's just for bragging rights. Everything's going to be fine. And so I was just like, you know, nothing bad can come from this situation. Everything bad could come from this situation. So I found out that when they were setting up the tournament, because here's the thing, with Smash and tournament rules, we all know it's Omega, no items, 4 stock. So why in the world did they not set it to Omega, and why in the world was there items?
Oh no.
Wow.
So
Everything leading up.
I'm sitting here. It was at that point I was just like, you put it back to party game mode. I would love to play a party game of Smash, but you made it a comp. This is a tournament. What's going on? And so for me, I kind of threw the red flag, and I was just like, yo, hold on, like guys.
Get those items out of here.
Yeah, I was just like, if we're going to do a Smash tournament, and this is coming from me, who I don't believe Smash is a fighting game, but if you're going to play with certain parameters and call it a tournament, you got to follow the parameters. And so me and a lot of other people were saying the same thing, and they were like, nah, we'll just roll with it.
What do you mean just roll with it?
And I'm like, are you kidding? And so I'm pretty sure I think I was playing with Cloud. Either Cloud or Joker, one of the two.
Your two mains.
Yeah. I was either playing Cloud I can't remember. But I do remember who I lost to. I lost to a Simon. And the
Not
thing
a bad
about
loss, though.
no, it's a terrible loss because as Cloud or Joker, I have a lot more control on a flat plane, but when I'm playing at a level where things are falling from the sky and I can't control it, it's over. I was knocked out first game, first round of the tournament.
Ouch.
Oh, no.
And I think I took one stock. I think I either took one stock or I took two stock, and like my last life costed me getting that second stock.
Malik, no.
Yeah, it was very, very unfortunate. And it was worse because something else had happened. Something else that no one could have expected. And this is the unluckiest part of that entire tournament. We were playing with Joy-Cons that had drift.
No.
It's like that was the cherry on top.
Prize of 1,000 Jedi.
Yeah. So I was very salty that day. I was salty the day after that. I think I'm still salty to this day.
Oh boy.
And so now whenever people want to have casual tournaments, I'm just like, do you have pro controllers? No, I ain't playing. I'm out.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I'm a head out.
I'm a head out now, right?
Yeah, I was. It was very disappointing.
Sit
Still,
this one out.
Still fun to play games. I enjoy playing games with a community of people I love, but it was very unlucky, and it was very disappointing. And I walked away with a lot of shame and a lot of fat, but mostly a lot of shame.
Fat.
So that was my number 3. I can't wait for you guys to hear my number 1.
I feel like I already know it.
My number 1 is absolutely devastating.
Yeah. All right. So with that being the first round, we're moving into our second unluckiest moments in gaming, and we're gonna wrap it back to Francis.
Okay. So, my second unluckiest, or maybe also both foolish, it was that night we did the unexpected Gauntlet.
Wait,
No.
they don't know yet. The video isn't out there, but they don't. So you can talk about it,
No.
but they
I won't
don't
say
know yet.
everything. I won't say everything.
I've
but
never
that
seen
was
French.
probably my second.
So
And yeah, as
Boy.
Blake said, all of that was recorded, so
Yeah.
look out for that.
Salt.
yeah.
Mm.
So
If I see one more controller thrown by Francis,
I didn't
yeah,
throw a
he
controller.
didn't throw a controller.
he got close.
Yeah, very close.
I dropped it.
So I have to veto going into detail with this number 2 because yes, this is a video that will be going out relatively soon, if not next week, the week after, I believe, because we're going to be posting some MVC3 and MVCI, and just keep a lookout for the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite series of videos. You'll know which one is which.
Keep an eye out.
You'll know which
Please.
one. But yeah, so the unofficial Gauntlet is your second most unluckiest one.
Yes. So in that situation, well, I mean, obviously, if you guys and anyone else that's committed to our podcast, you guys should know that I don't really play fighting games that much.
Yeah.
But I still, admittedly, can get hard on myself for it,
Mm-hmm.
depending on my mood, of course. Like if I'm like calm and I like don't care, then obviously I'll be casual.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have the right mood with the right amount of energy, and actually no, this was the big one. If the scenarios play out in just the right way to get me going, the sodium chloride comes out. That's how it went.
Okay.
That's actually exactly how it happened too.
It really was.
Oh man. Oh gosh. And you know,
That's
and
the same night we recorded the MVC2 videos, huh?
yes, and I
Yeah.
think that was the other contributing factor is we played 3 different Marvel vs. Capcom games back to back to back.
And it hurt. It hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was it's also sort of like a spirit of competition type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Okay, fine. I won't say anything else.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's all right. They'll know. And here's the thing: if they don't watch the video after listening to the podcast, are they truly a fan?
No.
Think of this as like a
It's a test
Yeah.
of your loyalty.
You see? Prove to me that you are a member of the Gauntlet. But
of
yeah,
faith.
Yes, buy our merc.
by our merc.
Sort of like a hidden gem.
Oh man! All right, so yeah. Dang, Francis, you called me out twice. That's the second unluckiest moment that I've contributed to.
There seems to be a common theme here.
Hold on now.
Well, that one was kind of with all of you.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, but
But it was
But
mostly
Malik
my
was-
fault.
it was mainly Malik.
It was
I
mostly
feel
my
like
fault.
you slowly got good, so I feel like it was appreciated too.
Oh man, wait. And here's the thing. You think that's bad? Santi officially challenged me to a gauntlet. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
That's
did hear
right.
when the whole quarantine lifts, we get to see his reaction to a gauntlet. And for those of you who don't know what a gauntlet is, I think I might actually make a video about it around
Yeah.
the time when Francis's video goes out. Just so that way everyone's aware of like what the gauntlet is.
We got rules.
Yeah, the thing about the gauntlet existed pre-gauntlet of gaming. Like this was back when.
We were in high school.
Yeah, this is back in high school, so this is years ago. So I'll make a video. I'll talk about the gauntlet. I think some people would actually like to see more videos of it if I talk about what it is. But yeah, all right. Assault-filled second choice. John, what about you? What's your second most unluckiest moment?
My second. Wow, I don't know how to speak English. Apparently, language is my second unluckiest moment. My second unluckiest moment has to be the countless hours that I put into Warhammer Vermintide 2.
Mm-hmm.
It is, if you don't know the game in a simple way is a sort of a survival game, like wave after wave. It's Left 4 Dead. You know, you go to certain points in the game, mission, end. And the Vermintide 2 has bosses, unbeknownst to me when I bought the game. I was just like, okay, yeah, just fighting rats. Here we go, like humanoid rats. We're fighting rats. And then all of a sudden, we get to a point, and I was like, wow, this looks like a boss area fight. And I'm playing with one other random person that I don't know, and 2 NPCs, and on our team. And we're looking around and stuff like that, and boss, huge rat, just this Hulk-sized rat times the thing, just mixed into one. He was wearing armor, he had a battle axe, and I got thrown off the map to the point where I glitched. I was holding on to like a bar that was far off into the distance where no one can get me, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Because you know, on that Left 4 Dead animation where if you fall off the second story, you're like holding on to something.
Yeah.
So it has that. It's Left 4 Dead but Warhammer style. That's what this game is. And I was falling off like this rope that was like connected to a house like two blocks down. I was launched, and I thought it was a glitch, but no, this mega rat is what I like to call it. Literally chucked me. It yeeted me out of there. And the poor NPC and the one guy were faced to do it alone. I was just like, wow, I shouldn't even be playing this game. I just felt like all my years of practice with Left 4 Dead brought me to that moment, and that moment screwed me over. So Mega Rat definitely was my second unluckiest moment of gaming, was Mega Rat.
I feel it.
It sucked, man.
You know, I myself have never been killed by a Mega Rat, but I pray for the Mega Rat killed community. I pray you all have a swift recovery, and you all find the light real soon.
Sending
Oh,
my
boy.
thoughts and prayers.
Omae wa mu
Oh,
shindieru.
I went again on that map and I destroyed him.
Oh,
after
okay,
I
never
figured
mind.
out how to do it. So
I retract my prayers. Then you don't deserve it anymore.
it was just that one instant where I finally got introduced to him, and then I got yeeted. It was like fighting the monsters we fought in MHW today.
Oh, got you. Awesome. Well, I mean, not awesome, but
No,
sorry to hear that.
I love gaming, but jeez.
Jeez. Yeah. All right, Santi, what is your second most unluckiest moment in gaming?
So this one came back to me because a certain someone convinced me to play Mass Effect Andromeda again.
He's doing that today.
So I'm guessing that today's podcast should just be titled Malik causing unluckiest moments in gaming.
Hey,
Yeah.
not one of my moments have been you yet.
I mean, this wasn't.
Wait, hold on. He
Yet.
said yet.
So you didn't cause this one. You just caused me to remember it because I had like repressed this memory because of how angry it made me when the first time my first playthrough of Andromeda.
This is
So
trauma.
This was back in like 2017, and like I'm point in the game, and I was starting to get real fed up with all the glitches and the bugs and stuff, and I was like, I hate this. And then at one point, I'm going through a mission, and like I hadn't saved, but I was like, it auto saves, it'll be fine.
Oh dear.
So like, but what happened was I'm walking through, and then my character just drops to the bottom of the map, and it's just stuck there.
Oh.
Did it autosave, right?
Did it
And so I was like, and I was just stuck there. I couldn't do anything. Like he was doing like the falling animation, and I'm just like looking up. I'm like, this might as well happen. And so I closed out the game, and I went back into it, and my autosave was corrupted.
Oh,
Yikes.
So at that point, I had lost like an hour of gameplay, and I was like, no, I can't do this anymore.
So if only I had a violin, Santi.
So you can't hear it, but Francis is playing me the world's smallest violin.
I think I hear it.
And it felt bad. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't go on with this abusive relationship we have.
No,
You're not the same anymore, Mass Effect. It was too toxic.
So that's a F in chat for all of the people who relied on autosave.
Yeah. That's a big oof.
Your first mistake in that was relying on autosave.
Yep.
That's every gamer's problem.
I'm sorry to hear that, Commander Shepard. I'm sorry to hear that.
It felt so bad.
Oh man. You think that's bad? I'm gonna tell you what's bad. And actually, Santi is the only member of Gauntlet Gaming to experience my number 2. Because it's fairly recent. So I recently played. This was literally right before we got quarantined. I recently played a game called Detroit Become Human.
So
Santi.
I think what's more funny is the reaction to him bringing it up. I feel like that's unlucky.
So Santi probably knows what one of my. It's not even a moment. It's just.
Wait, was it recorded?
No.
Ah.
I played it for 16 hours straight. I was not recording myself with pajamas on a couch playing Detroit Become Human.
He was at my house because he was over for the weekend for my mom's like birthday or something.
Yeah, and I was just like, I have this game, Detroit Become Human. I was always looking for an excuse to play it. I got it for free, and I was just like, I'm here with my family, and it's a David Cage game, so it's a story game. Like, it's meant to be played with people. It's meant to be, experienced like a story. So I was like, hey, fam, I'm about to play this game. Shut up and watch. And at first, like, I was just playing it myself, and then everyone started getting engrossed. And then everyone started to feel my dread because you play as 3 characters. You know what? No, it's identified. You're playing as 3 androids. So you're playing as Marcus, Kara, and Connor. # Connor did nothing wrong.
Connor was the best boy.
Are there going to be spoilers?
Yes.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the name of the characters is the farthest I can go before saying there are spoilers up front. There are spoilers for Detroit Become Human, and honestly, Detroit Become Human is played in so many different ways that what may be a spoiler for one path may not be the same for another path.
All I gotta say is you did Connor dirty.
I did my best, okay? But I also only played it once, so I don't know if I could have played it differently.
You did Connor so dirty.
Oh my god.
So let me explain my unluckiest moments with Detroit Become Human. I'm not going to list specific story moments. However, I will say this. At the very beginning of the game, I made it very clear to everyone in the house that I was going to play an Ultron run. And for anyone who doesn't know what an Ultron run is, in a game where you play as a machine, basically you put the priority of the machine preservation over any human life or any living organism. So if I was playing near... What's up?
You do that in Sins all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Any game where there's a machine and a living organism, I choose the machine, and machines are prioritized. So, like, if I was playing Nier Automata and there was a way to completely ignore the living creatures and just prioritize the robots, I would do that. I haven't played Nier yet, so I don't know. Now, here's the thing. Connor ruined that for me. Because Connor's whole thing is he is an android cop who hunts down deviant androids. And so I was like, okay, maybe there's a way for me to work this out where Connor and the deviant can still be alive and I can help the deviant out and, oh, he's dead. Couple missions go by, I play as Connor again. And I'm like, okay, alright, Connor's playing with some Call of Duty mechanics. He's got a respawn going on. Alright, this is good. This is fine. Which, I apologize, this is spoilers. So if you ever thought, like, oh, he's dead, like, oh, it's the end of the story, there is always more. However, there is a cool little, I wouldn't say Easter egg, but it's a cool little secret that if you look around enough, you'll see something very interesting in relation to Connor. But anyways, I play through Detroit Become Human, and I believe every mission except for the very last one, dead. Connor kept dying. And the problem is, the only reason why he died was because I was protecting the deviant androids. And every mission, I was like, Connor, just go deviant. Don't let me kill you anymore. To the point where I actually started coming to tears because I was just like, you don't understand, you idiot. I want you to live. Like, stop dying, dog.
The worst part was that, like, Connor's deaths are not nice. Like, they are very brutal. Like if any of you play the Tomb Raider games and the way, like, they kill Laura in that game, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's
like that.
But for Connor. And here's the thing. Connor never takes off, like, his human flesh to reveal, like, any kind of android body. He's always looking like a human. So whenever he dies, I don't think of it as, oh my god, I just killed an android. It's, oh my god, I just killed a real boy. Like, it
just killed Pinocchio again.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad.
He was a real boy.
He was my real boy. And I get to the ending, and here's the thing: Detroit Become Human towards the end. You think it's the end? It's not. There's so much more. And so I get to the end where it's like, oh, Connor might actually live. Like, this might be a happy ending. And in order for Connor to get the happy ending, he has to die.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, Connor! Why? And it was just the unluckiest thing. Because it was just like, at the end, it was like, did you do the Ultron run? Yes. But what did it cost you? Everything.
Everything that involved Connor.
Connor was my everything. And so it was very unlucky. It was very unfortunate.
Oh boy.
And I'm actually hoping that once I'm done with FF7 Remake, I might be able to spend a weekend, go back and just play it again and make different decisions. Cause Detroit Become Human, man, that's a trip. Like, I might have to record my second playthrough of that game because it is a trip. It pulls on you. But yeah, so that was my second. That was my second most unluckiest moment in gaming. But now it's time to yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's like not rock on, but rock on for talking about it.
F in the chat for Connor.
Yeah, F in the man. Hashtag Connor did nothing wrong. He was
Still kicking.
he was the goodest of boys.
Hashtag Connor lives matter.
Connor.
All other Connor lives matter.
Oh my. All right. So before we get to our first choice, let's run through some honorable mentions of unlucky moments in gaming that just didn't make it to our number one spot. So we'll start with Francis.
This one actually wasn't really like a tie for number one. I just put it just because.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the times I play shooter games and I reload after 1 or 2 shots.
Yeah.
It's just a bad habit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Just
Count
like
your
the
bullets.
simulations.
dude. I feel your pain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you just bad reload times?
Yep.
Yeah, it happens. John has been there when we used to play Modern Warfare 3, and I'd have my shotgun, and it's
It
just
hurt
like, cool,
So much.
I need to reload my shotgun, and as I'm reloading, dude peeks the
Pop.
corner, and John's like, shoot him! And I'm dead.
Pop, pop, pop.
And then afterwards, you asked the same question, like, why'd I reload?
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't have reloaded then. Jeez.
I still had 3/4 of my clip. What was I
What was I
doing?
thinking?
It
I
was
used
an
one
LMG.
bullet.
I have 100 rounds.
Oh my
I
gosh.
have 99 out of 100.
Oh man. I mean, I know people who do that though. Like they think they do like a one shot, one kill type of thing where they're like, if I don't kill you with the first bullet, I have to reload. Like they just
That's
people are
competitive
crazy.
play.
Yeah.
That's competitive.
Yeah, people are
Yeah.
crazy.
I know those people.
Yeah.
Like
But
me.
yeah, no, I mean I think that one's mega relatable. I can relate to that.
Honestly, Francis, you hit it on the nose.
Yep. All right, John, what's your honorable mention?
This goes out to every Call of Duty player. Whenever you hear the words "tactical nuke incoming," it's so easy to get a tactical nuke in the new Call of Duty, and even in the one, I mean, just playing Modern Warfare 2 like remastered, those fools getting tactical nukes every domination game. And I swear to Bob, every time I hear it, I say, I'm done playing. I just drop my control. I'm like, all right, just let it happen. And you know, in that instance of 24 seconds, when it's coming down on you, you're getting shot at least 4 more times.
Oh man.
So my honorable mention is to all the boys out there, all the boys, gals, I don't care. Y'all getting tactical nuked, I feel you. There isn't enough nuclear warheads to blow up more than 25 of us. So
No, I hear
please.
your voice cracking.
I know, it hurts.
It was painful. Oh gosh, like I don't even play first person shooters anymore, but when I did, I relate. Like you just touched a piece of me that was in the past that I forgot about, and it's there. And
I'm not
boy,
gonna lie, I get goosebumps every time I hear the words tactical. I still play Call of Duty with my father today. So
oh gosh, dang that! I think that was
It
one of
was
the
an
most
honor-
relatable ones.
it was an honorable mention. I just wanted to throw it out there.
Oh my gosh, it actually brings up. I didn't even think about this during one of the luckiest moments, but I was on the receiving end of a tactical nuke, and
stuff.
somehow, some way, one player on our team managed to kill the entire team and get the kills before the game ended. Don't know how, but that man's a legend. I don't remember his gamer tag, and I wish I do, because
They
he's the
probably
Legend
just
27.
didn't
That too. But
respawn.
no,
I know
like
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, because you hear the legend of Legend 27. I think I
Yeah.
played with the Legend 27.
Possibly.
Oh man, Santi, what's your honorable mention?
So, this goes out to all my Borderlands 2 players out there.
I'm listening.
You're farming loot,
Yeah.
and you finally get I was so deep into Borderlands 2 that it wasn't enough to just get a legendary drop. I had to have the perfect version of that legendary with the optimized stats. I was min-maxing randomized loot drops basically. And a lot of the hardcore Borderlands players do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, a very common thing to happen in Borderlands 2 is for your loot to drop and it just falls through the world.
No.
I've been there, dude.
See, John knows what I'm talking about.
I've been there.
And
It
so
ain't
like
gonna happen in pre-sequel, my dude.
it's just I think it's just like the engine or the way they designed it. But like in Borderlands 2, there's a loot run most people know called the loot midget run. That's very common for people to do. But that room is notorious for having loot fall through the floor. The only saving grace for that loot run is because you're farming those enemies.
Mm-hmm.
They commonly drop legendaries. It just may not be the specific one you're looking for.
Yeah.
So that's the run people do just to have legendaries. But like it always feels bad, like finally getting a legendary and then just seeing it fall through the floor. Like it feels bad.
Jeez. Luckily, I've never experienced that, but my heart, I feel, I'm so sorry. But we have a saying where I'm from.
It'd be like that sometimes.
No, you fool, suck less.
There's nothing I can do about that. But when it comes to the floor, then that's
Dude,
not even on me at this
Come on
point.
now, fix the coding. Be better than that.
Keep calm and grind on.
Oh man. So for my honorable mention, this actually goes outside of the gaming world. Like it's gaming related, but it goes outside of the game world. And it actually kind of relates to what I joked about at the beginning with the whole Game Boy Advance getting buried thing. You know, like real world things happening that are unlucky in gaming moments. So when I was younger, I didn't really grow up with a person who played video games within my house, like as an older figure. I was the gamer. Like I was the one who had to do my own research. I had to learn everything. I had to know what game did what and things like that. You know, I didn't have a parent who could help me with it, and I didn't have an uncle at the time to do that. Like I played games, you know, I watched my uncles play games, but when I was playing games, you know, at my mom's house, it was me, and I had to do everything myself. So what made things very unlucky for me was growing up, and there are people in like my high school classes, or people who I would go to college with in my like freshman year or sophomore year, where they would tell me about something really cool, whether it's like the idea of jailbreaking or ROMs and things like that. Basically, you know, manipulating consoles and games to make things more optimized for you. And this is pretty much a numerous amount of occurrences that happen. But one that sticks out to me is, because you guys know one of my favorite fighting games of all time is the City of Final Fantasy Duodecim.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing for me is, before Duodecim, there was Dissidia, like just the base game on the PSP. And John knows this, and anyone who's played the PSP knows this, but the memory stick for the original PSP was it was a micro SD card before Sony did Sony things. So I was in a high school class one day, and if this guy is listening to this and somehow remembers this, I just want you to know, you are still to this day the only person in the world who I have major distaste for. Like, I don't normally say I hate people, but I still hate you for what you did for this. So back then, he was telling me about how, because I saw YouTube videos of like modded skins, because I didn't know what mods were back then. So I didn't know that you could mod skins into Dissidia. And so I talked about it, you know, I was watching YouTubes of it, and he caught a glimpse of it. And he was like, oh, dude, oh, you played Dissidia? And I was like, yeah, you played Dissidia Final Fantasy? He's like, oh, yeah, dude. He's like, oh, you're looking at modded skins? And I was like, yeah, but I wish I could have them. He's like, oh, I know how to do that. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I know how to do that. And so I was just like, well, how do I do it? And, you know, he's explaining the process of how to do it based off a computer. And I was like, oh, I don't have the computer capability to do stuff like that. And he's like, oh, I got you. Like, don't worry, I got you. I could do it for you. He's like, just, you know, bring your SD card to school, and then I'll take care of it, and I'll give it back to you. And I was just like, really? He's like, yeah. Keep in mind, back then, I had more trust, like, in people than I do now. Like, I have trust issues now, but back then I trusted people, especially when it came to new things in gaming. Well, I never got that SD card back.
Boy.
Yeah.
Rip.
And in addition to my SD card being stolen from me, not only did he steal all of the movies that I had managed to get onto my SD card for my PSP, he took all of the data that I had from 100%ing Dissidia on my PSP. And it was very heartbreaking, because not only did I had to somehow come to my mom and say that I gave my SD card to someone and they practically stole it and there's no way for me to get it back, because I also didn't like snitching on people. You know, I don't like causing drama. So what I tend to do is if something happens, I just ignore it and let it happen. And I just find a way to get around it. So I didn't want to tell my mom, hey, someone took my card. Because she would have been like, oh, let's get their parents online and da-da-da. I was not trying to have all that. So it was very complicated for me to try to get a new SD card. And I wish that would have been the one occurrence that happened. But over my time of being a gamer, it's happened so much. Where people would say, hey, you know, you want a custom decal on that controller? Yeah, I would love a custom decal on that controller. And they're like, cool, let me borrow it. I got some people who could do some work for you, and then I'll give it back to you. And I'm like, all right, cool, sounds good. Give it to them. Nothing. And I ask them about it, and they're like, I never had it. My stuff gets stolen. And I willingly let them steal it. And it just sucked. And it's an honorable mention because I still think to this day my number one unluckiest moment is the strongest one, and it's more relatable for a lot of people. But it's just something that I needed to put out there because it's like not a lot of people think about that. Like when you have younger siblings, or in the future if you ever have kids, like make sure you teach them the etiquette of how to be responsible when it comes to not only their own technology, but people who may tempt them to tamper with technology. Because dude, Skyrim got me all down for mods once I knew what I was doing. And, you know, other games getting modded, you know, I really love the idea of it because I had control now. I could do it myself. But back then, man, oh, God. It almost turned me away from gaming because I was like, is this how all gamers are? I don't think I want to be a part of this anymore. So, it's unfortunate. But, you know, suck less.
Honorable mention to all.
Yeah. A notice to everyone. Don't let that happen. So yeah, like especially with Switches, like if someone's like, dude, yeah, like I can get this game that's not on your Switch, on your Switch. Like I can get this game that's only in Japan on your Switch. Just let me borrow your Switch. Don't do it. Don't do it. Even if something sounds that good and you want it to happen, if you can't make it happen yourself, don't do it. That means it's not worth happening. So
listen to that little cricket in the back of your head sometimes. They're smart.
Yeah. So that's my honorable mention, and that's also my PSA. But now it's time to get into the creme de la creme, the most unluckiest moments in gaming that we've had. So, Francis, what's your most unluckiest? Oh God!
Let's hear it, groan.
Oh no! Please don't tell me it's another really... Malik.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not.
Okay.
This was purely. This one isn't even unlucky. It was just foolish.
Okay.
So there are spoiler alerts again in this game for anyone that hasn't played it.
Which is
Life is Strange.
Oh, okay.
Episode 2.
Oh.
John, you might know.
I haven't touched it yet, dude. It's been sitting in my library all this time.
Oh shoot! Well, spoiler alert.
You're fine. You're fine. You're totally fine, dude.
No, I don't know, unfortunately, but I'm about to hear.
Well, basically, in Life is Strange, Episode 2. Actually, you guys know I'm talking about the first game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I love that one.
Yeah. So we have a girl named Kate. Shoot. I'm sorry to spoil this for you guys, but
oh no, I think I know what this might be. Go for it. Go on.
So basically, long story short, we have to keep this girl named Kate from jumping off the roof of a dorm at the school.
Yeah.
And this was the part. I knew exactly what to say. I went through her room. I looked at her Bible. I saw the exact quote that she circled. But because I was thinking, like, this quote seems like it would encourage her to jump. So I went with the other quote that she clearly crossed out.
Oh, Francis, no!
Because I thought the quote itself was, calming. It wouldn't encourage her for that. So what happened, I chose a quote that she crossed out. She didn't like it, and then she jumps.
Wow.
And I was so upset, I immediately paused, and I hovered over the restart episode option. But I didn't, because that was my first time playing it, and I went with it. But that hurt for a week.
Jeez.
Like, I could not get over that. How could I make that mistake?
It was context clues, man!
I know, but I was reading the quote itself, and it seemed like it would encourage her to do that.
Oh, man.
And and this is coming from an RA, and Santi can relate. I guess this is also a PSA that sometimes you have to look deeper in the clues than just what you see on the surface. Because, and that's not just for gaming, like this is like real life talk too. Sometimes people read, especially something like the Bible, people interpret written word in completely different ways.
Oh yeah, it's all about
that's for
perspective.
sure.
It's all about
It is
perspective.
definitely, and if you don't believe me, like text someone, you know, and just have a conversation with someone where they say something and you think that they're saying it in a very like sarcastic manner, but they may be serious, or you think they're being serious and it's sarcastic. Like written word, dude, it's tricky. And in a game like
It's
Life
hard.
is Strange,
It's hard to convey tone through written word.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, story games like Life is Strange or Detroit Become Human or you know Heavy Rain, things like that. Like written word really hurts you because you're like, I don't know what to trust.
I mean, in that case though, she clearly crossed out the quote, and I went with it. I don't know what I was thinking.
Hey, that's the
Yeah.
point. You're never supposed to know. It's supposed to be instinct. Knowing ahead of time ruins the thought process and the immersion of being in the situation.
Well, there you go, John.
So, sorry, John.
Oh, boy. You're good. You're good. I'm still interested in it. It was the story that I got crapped onto in the first one. So.
Oh yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, John. What is your most unluckiest gaming moment?
So, I am the second sibling. I am the second born, and this is just my unluckiest moments throughout my childhood with my older brother kicking my can in 1v1 all the time, and specifically video game wise, if I'm gonna narrow it down to one moment, it's when I'm playing Halo with my older brother Michael.
Ooh, Halo is the one.
And Halo, I got a couple good kills in and stuff like that, but it was always when he got a certain weapon, I just had no chance.
Yeah.
Game over after that, and I'm so glad kill streaks weren't a thing because he would have had a tactical nuke. But in Halo, when he grabbed the energy sword, every time I roll, he even defended the energy sword for a little while when it was 1v1.
Mhm.
He would just circle around it so I can't get to it. But oh man,
Wow.
I legit just kept getting beat up on. And then one time when it was the first Xbox, the original Xbox, we set up a tournament style. We set up a lot of different Xboxes together, and we had like 4 or 5 flat screen TVs at the time. And we set up a tournament, an indoor tournament. It was just based on the people, like friends and family and stuff like that. And I got third place. I kicked my brother's butt in the sword, energy sword, but he sniped me as soon as I got it. Like, I got the sword, I stabbed him, he spawned, found a sniper, and popped me. I was so mad. So I went from third place to fourth place because of that death, and I lost it.
Dang.
I still beat him in place, like he was like 8th or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's still like I was third. I was in the top 3. And
Yeah.
then he sniped me. I lost the sword, and boom. I got the honorable toad, which was the award that it was like a carving of a toad.
Uh-huh.
It was an inside joke, but just this is a shout out to all the older siblings who just dog on the younger siblings. I feel you. It gets better. Just get good.
Oh, you should try playing games with my dad. Boy, dude, me and my little sister have some stories for you.
Oh, we all have stories about father and his escapades in gaming. Oh,
I was
man.
there for that one moment when I think Malik was going to your dad Santi, and he was not happy that Malik won.
My dad's not just a sore loser; he's a sore winner too. Like
most
so,
definitely.
there's this one game my little sister Leanna likes to play a lot. It's called Street Fighter Puzzle Fighter, and like she is unrivaled at this game. She has no equal in my household. But when we first got it, she was trash. And she played it with my dad all the time. But because she was trash, my dad would constantly beat her. And this is how sore of a winner he is. He would she would lose, but he would keep trash talking.
What?
So like even after he'd win, he wouldn't be like good game. He'd be like, "Oh, you suck. Get good."
Oh
And he
my
like be
God.
all up in her face.
We all
And
know
like
somebody like that.
she was still pretty young at this point. And like it got to the point where she would start crying and they would get so heated at each other. Like she would get so heated at him. It was hilarious.
Oh boy.
And eventually got to the point where she got good out of spite and rage.
Is that Francis?
And it's just funny because now she's a huge trash talker.
Oh yeah, it's unfortunate.
Learn from the best.
Most
It
definitely.
happens.
It'd be like
But
that
it's
sometimes.
It's just really funny that my little sister got good out of spite.
Hey, that's how it's supposed to do, you know.
Exactly.
Especially with fighting games, man. Like if someone's dogging on you, dude, you got to go Super Saiyan. You got to use that emotion, and you just got to learn to knock them down. Unless they're an Evo competitor, which is who I fought against. Then you just accept the fact that you're gonna lose, but have fun doing it. Nick, if you're listening to this, GG. GG.
Yeah,
You're a
gonna say, ouch.
legend.
Oh man. All right. And then Santi, what you got?
My number one. So this is my number one because of just how devastating. Like of all my unluckiest moments, this is the one that truly, truly like made me die a little on the inside. So this is specific to Borderlands 1.
Okay.
And for those of you who know, there is a rarity of weapon called Pearlescent. And it sits above legendary rarity weapons. Like these weapons are so rare that some people have been playing this game for years and still haven't gotten one drop. Like they have like even from like the main raid boss you have to fight to get them, they still have like maybe less than a 1% drop chance.
Mm-hmm.
And like they can and one of the ways they can spawn is from these enemies they're called badass enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just stronger versions of certain enemies. But they have like an astronomically low chance of dropping from these enemies. And I was playing one day and I got a pearlescent to drop. Like I might as well have just won the lottery from one I got to drop from one of these enemies. And not 5 minutes after I got the drop, my game crashed.
Oh my gosh.
And then when I went to load it back up, my entire save file was corrupted.
No.
Wow.
So not only this was on the 360.
Oh.
So not only did I lose my pearlescent drop, I lost that entire character.
Oh,
Dang.
that's so
Like-
unlucky.
Malik knows how much time and energy I've put into Borderlands.
Enough to where he could write an entire book about it, and that would just be the first 15 minutes of gameplay.
Oh,
Like
boy.
this was truly and utterly devastating. Like it killed me. I was like I didn't play Borderlands for like a month after that.
Who was the character?
I was playing as a siren.
Okay.
Oh,
Maya.
that's even more devastating.
No, this is Borderlands 1, so I was playing as
Oh.
Lilith.
Yeah,
Lilith.
Lilith.
Wow.
Dang. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that one killed me a little bit on the inside, and it still hurts. I still have that void.
You know what? I'll say this: you're not alone, because my number one is kind of similar.
I still haven't gotten another pearlescent drop to this day.
So this is the thing. This is why we record gameplay of us playing things, so that way we don't have to worry about missing on these opportunities. But also, so you could be YouTube famous for getting, a very rare drop. But this, my number one. Similar thing. Similar experience. Not really when it comes to drops. I didn't play games with drops until later in my high school. I don't even think then. I think I didn't play games with drops until college. I think Warframe was the first game where that was a thing for me. So I have a confession to make. I have never beaten Kingdom Hearts 2.
I've never played Kingdom Hearts, period.
I mean, I get that,
Me
but
neither.
I've played Kingdom Hearts. Like, I've played 1, I've played Birth by Sleep, I've played 352 over 6 days. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I've played Kingdom Hearts up until 2. And 2 did something that actually stopped me from playing. And it wasn't the fact that Kingdom Hearts 3 hadn't came out in a long time. It was this one moment, because I know that Birth by Sleep came out later, but it was this one moment that made me not want to play a mainline Kingdom Hearts game in a long time. And it was this one incident where I fought Sephiroth. Now, for people who are Kingdom Hearts fans who have played Kingdom Hearts 2, you know how... I mean, anyone who's played Sephiroth in a Kingdom Hearts game knows how tough he can be in a fight. Kingdom Hearts 2 is notorious for how tough Sephiroth is in a fight. And I think he's not even a main boss. Like, he's an optional boss at that. So, this was back when Marcus and I... Oh my gosh, we had to be... I think I had to be somewhere near 5th grade. It was... I have to remember. It had to be in my elementary school years. And we were younger. And we were playing Kingdom Hearts 2. And, of course, like, typically, you know, Sephiroth barrages and kills everyone. And you get, like, a kill count of, like, over 25 to 50 of dying to Sephiroth before you actually beat him. So... The thing about it is, as a young kid in a grade school, like in elementary school, I beat Sephiroth. And it was amazing. And it was fantastic. And it was me and Marcus together. Like, we're just switching off. He'll play, I'll play. He'll play, I'll play. And we just were like, we gotta get this. We can do this. We can beat Sephiroth. And we finally did. And it was one of the few times that my brother and I, instead of being competitive with one another, collaborated with one another in a game. And it was an amazing feeling. And so we saved the game, you know, and we're sweating, you know, it's that post fighting game pop off where you're just like, it's hot in here, I'm sweating, I need to relax. So we save the game, we turn it off. So we take some time, we relax, we go do other things, and it's like whatever, da 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 da. A new day comes, and we're like, hey, all right, we beat Sephiroth. We're gods now. We can do whatever we want. So we go back and we're gonna play Kingdom Hearts 2. We're gonna finish it. Every game on that memory card was wiped or corrupted.
No.
It was either wiped or corrupted. And we sat there devastated because we were just like, it wasn't just Kingdom Hearts. It was Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Rose. It was Dragon Ball, Budokai Tenkaichi 3. It was all of these games that we put so much time into. And after beating Sephiroth, he had one last dirty trick, and that was corrupting and erasing all of our stuff.
Jeez.
And it hurt so bad to the point that to this day I've still never beaten Kingdom Hearts 2. It was the unluckiest thing possible because no one would believe you. Because this was back before, you know, you videotaped yourself playing games and whatnot, and so when you go to school and you're like, yeah, I played this game and I did this thing and I beat this boss, and people are like, no, you didn't. And so we're just like, yeah, we beat Sephiroth, and they're like, no, you didn't. Like, you don't have proof.
Show me proof.
Yeah, they're like, show us a picture. Like, show us proof that you beat Sephiroth. But it was so unlucky for us because it was lucky in the sense that we beat him, but it was unlucky in the sense that we lost out on so much. And I mean, Marcus, luckily, he's returned to Kingdom Hearts and he's been having a ball with Kingdom Hearts 3. But I have yet to return to Kingdom Hearts. I couldn't do it after that. I took my victory. I was like, I beat Sephiroth, and that's all I need. But I will say this: if Square Enix and Disney decide to put Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts 3 as DLC, I think it might be time for a reunion. But until then, that has definitely been my most unluckiest moment. And I say that's more unlucky than my honorable mention, only because of the fact that it's similar to Santi's, where you put so much time, not only into just one game, but into all those games, only for it all to just be wiped away because of something you had no control over. It was insane. It was highly unlikely and highly unlucky, but it happened. But luckily, I'm still a gamer. I still play games, and I still enjoy them, so it didn't ruin everything. But it was definitely horrible.
And I still get devastated by games I'm looking forward to.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
No.
So, those were
The
our...
PGAs.
You said the...
Don't bring that up.
We'll see how that goes with this year. I'm still kind of saddened about last year's. So, we'll see what happens. That's okay.
Sekiro.
We're still 8 months away, so Final Fantasy VII still has a chance to win. So we'll see.
You heard it here first, folks. VGA is postponed because of the corona.
I highly doubt it. I think it'll just be digital. Like they'll just do it streamed online. But yeah, if that happens, then that would definitely be an unlucky gaming moment.
I practically streamed this last time, so.
True. Speaking of unlucky gaming moments, rest in peace, E3.
That's not unlucky. That's not unlucky at all.
That's unlucky for a lot of people. Maybe not for you.
E3 hasn't been E3 in years.
It hasn't, but E3 is still gamer Christmas. At least until the VGAs came along and took that. But it's still, it's still a big thing. And it's, yeah, it had its issues, but E3's E3. And a lot of us still love it. Problems and all. Hey, we all have family members who are problems, but we still love them. E3's like that. Hopefully I don't have to consider, Evo 2020 an unluckiest gaming moment. Hopefully we can still see that come to light.
We gotta get G4 again.
We'll see.
I miss it. I miss it so much.
Oh man. But with that being said, those were our unluckiest moments in gaming. Do any of you have anything, like any last minute thoughts, things you want to say?
Save your games.
Save your games. Yeah.
Don't rely on autosave.
Yeah.
Do not rely on that autosave at all.
No ways.
I'd say don't rely on autosave. Save often, and don't trust people with your technology, even if they're people you know. Unless their name is me. Unless their name is Malik, you can trust me. I promise.
And if you keep getting dogged on by an older sibling or family member,
get good.
Get good. That's all you gotta do is get
suck
good.
less.
Get good. That's
get good and suck less.
Suck less, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah. Hopefully we don't have to worry about future unlucky gaming moments. But if we do get them, we'll make sure to bring them to you, so that way you can hear our suffering. And yeah, that's all I've got to say. We good?
I'm pretty sad. So.
All right. Well, with that being said, this has been the Gauntlet of Gaming. My name is Malik.
I'm Francis.
I'm John.
I'm Santiago.
And remember, these hands are rated E
Rated
for
E for
everyone.
everyone.
Santi, stop! Oh my God! All of you, stop! Jesus, we can't.
I always
do
say
this.
it with you.
You can't do it while we're on Discord. It doesn't work the same anymore.
That's good enough.
It's not good enough. I'm gonna ban all of you except
Okay.
for Francis.
Rated E. Now
Or
you finish
everyone. Okay,
See?
can we do that then? Wait, no, I say rated E, and you say for everyone, because I have to. Francis, stop it! Jeez. Gosh. Sometimes I'm grateful that people don't make it to the end of the podcast. They'll just hear so much random stuff.
Well, that's the best part.
That's how we are.
I hate everyone.
Guys, I'm gonna go hold a pillow now for all the save files.
Oh gosh, pour a cup of water out for all the save files. Oh man. Alright, let's try this one more time. I'll
That's
say
in
the first
comment
half.
section.
Santi, you say the second half. This is the Gauntlet of Gaming. Remember that these hands are rated E.
For everyone.
Alright, there we go. Perfect. Bye everyone. Bye.
Bye.
F in the chat.